Circle with Paki and Chris, and today, welcoming back to the Circle, we brought back the founder of SMP-INK. We brought him back to discuss his new business venture. He's got one of the hottest supper clubs in Las Vegas called Splash. We got Mr. Marvin Furrow. He also has his team with him. We got Mr. Las Vegas, Valentino Carter.
Gang, gang.
We also got executive chef, Mr. Kaybee Mcclarine. So thanks for joining the Circle, fellas. I know we were talking real briefly before we were starting. You've actually got other partners that are on top of Splash.
So they're doctors in town, all from Nigeria. John, Okoro, and Akin. These guys are all legends in this industry, in the medical industry. They wanted to team up and, kind of create something. They always wanted to open a bar their whole life. I teamed up with them, and we decided to come up with, his wife actually came up with the name, Splash. John's wife came up with it, Splash.
Okay.
It was a dream of hers, and she always wanted that name, and so we ran with it. And then we just made the best of the name, and here we are. And we brought these two gentlemen, these rock stars with us to kind of get this thing going where it is today. I mean, we only been open less than a month, and we're doing all right, I'd say.
Man, y'all killing it. Y'all actually killing it. It's funny because Chris and I, we were talking about it, but people don't realize, Valentino, we were talking about it also. Yeah. Marvin is just such a humble man, but you're a great business mind. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why we wanted to bring you back.
Thank you.
Because you're a business mind and you know how to do this. And I know your background has been building clubs and building lounges, and I know you actually opened Click at one point at Cosmopolitan.
Yep.
What's some of the other places that you've
1923 Bourbon and Burlesque, -5 in Mandalay Bay. The claim to fame was a place called Aston Manor. It was in Seattle. It was for 7 years, the longest running nightclub in pretty much the Northwest. I mean, we had, when the Seahawks won the championship, I mean, to like every celebrity imaginable under the book was there. I mean, from DMX to Drake to just thousands of celebrities. I can't even name them. But it was probably the hottest thing in town for a hot minute, and that was kind of fun to be a part of that stuff. And got out of the game for a little bit. I opened this micropigmentation business, and that kind of took off. I got 5 locations right now. Getting ready to open a new one in Scottsdale, Arizona, probably in about 8 months. So that's the next chapter, if you will. And these gentlemen, they taking over Splash, and they doing their thing. We just set it up for them, and now they're knocking it down. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, what would you say kind of like your biggest business benefit is? Obviously, you went from doing a lot of the nightclub business and then kind of veering to a totally different path of going with SMP-INK. Do you think you're just good at putting people together or putting the business together?
Yeah, I would say like delegating, putting the right people in the right places. It's like chess, if you will. It's like kind of, you know your strengths, and you should know your own strengths and weaknesses. So, but you got to be humble enough to know what you're not good at. And that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, if I'm not good at something, I'm going to put somebody in a position to let them run with that. Let them be, in charge of that particular thing, and I'll do what I do, right? And then let these guys do what they do. And I think that's the thing. I learned that from Steve Jobs. He said, you don't hire people so you could tell them what to do and micromanage them. You hire people so they could tell you what to do, to how to run your business correct. And I think that's the difference.
Yeah. No, that makes complete sense. I mean, it's like with Valentino, when we talk, I've been to you guys' place. I think I was there for the opening with my wife, and we were also there for New Year's. You guys have just figured it out. The energy of what you guys have been able to put together with DJs and entertainment and food, and just, you guys have really figured it out. And it's like the new trend, it seems like, is supper clubs, right? Like, you got obviously your competitors like the Delilahs and the Mayfairs and all of that. But you guys being off the strip, I think is better than just being a local, but you can get in and out easier.
You
don't have to deal with all the BS of going to the strip.
And the strip prices.
Exactly, yes. But I mean, that's just one of the things, and that's why we wanted to bring you guys here. What do you think is like your competitive advantage? What do you think that is?
Go ahead, Tino.
Yeah.
I just think we're fresh. It's a fresh idea. It's youthful, but it's also where you can bring your wife, you can hang out. We don't really go out like we used to. Ever since the pandemic, everybody's really down on themselves, and everybody's watching every single penny. But I feel like you can't put a number on your experience. You can't put a number on like bonding with your family, your wife's birthday. You guys will always remember it. So we're just trying to make memories for people to come. We want everybody to come out, have a great experience, know what real customer service is, and bring that old Las Vegas back. That's what we're we're really trying to do. That whole the whole style and just the funness of going out and loving going out and remembering the people and how it made you feel. We have cigars there, that's different. We have hookah, that's different. Our main chef, our executive chef KB, vegan, has some of the best vegan food I've ever had in my life. So it's just all about little experiences that's going to make a huge picture and make everyone happy.
Yeah, it's kind of like a big thing. You really there's two different parts. Obviously, with the restaurant, you have the atmosphere, then you have the chef portion of it, and the food that you're eating, the quality. And it seems like you guys really hit a point to be able to target both of those in a successful way. Is it because that's like the demographic they're trying to appeal to, people, the millennial or the people that are more likely to want the atmosphere, not necessarily the food, or are you trying to target the older demographic who wants the food, not necessarily the atmosphere?
I'd say kind of both.
Both.
I mean, I say both. I mean, you get the people who kind of want to come in and not be in the club scene. You know what I mean? It's just a nice sub club. You could go out, like Valentino was saying, have a nice dinner, nice intimate meal, watch live entertainment, right? Smoke, hookah, and relax, but still have that nice high energy vibe. Because if you hear him on the mic, like Tino on the mic, it just brings that energy where you could just sit there and not have to deal with it. The club that whole big vibe in there. It's grown and sexy. That's kind of what we're shooting for. That's my point on it.
I love it. Because that's absolutely correct.
Tino, how hard is it that you to keep that energy every day? And I've seen that's
how he does it.
I don't think it's really hard, especially when you love what you do and you respect everybody that's helping you do your job. Because I know for a fact I couldn't be as excellent as I am without having an amazing team. I lean on everybody from my bussers to my vixens to my executive chef to everyone, even the owners that come in. Their energy of bringing their family and friends in and taking care of them, it's just everybody builds to we have one common goal and we always meet it, and that's what I'm always excited about.
Where did you kind of get your start? Because you kind of you moved around Vegas, right? So
I have.
And you bring in all the VIPs, man.
So I got my start. So I started at Bloom.
Okay.
I had my drink there, which is the Valentino. It's coming very soon to Splash.
Okay.
The Valentino #5 is coming out soon. But I started with a drink. I wanted to get a moment where women come and they feel beautiful again. Where a guy can get his wife a drink and she just films it for Instagram and she talks about it for days. I like experiences. So I started at Bloom. I had an idea with a drink, and then I was like, let's get my team to do better customer service. Let's make sure that we're cleaning, making sure that everything is up to par. And then once you do that, celebrity clientele is easy. That's nothing. You treat celebrities just like regular people. All the people I deal with, I forget they're celebrities all the time. Like Miss Nikki, baby, she came to Bloom and it blew everybody away that 11 hip hop girl was like one of the biggest girls and she acted regular. Cardi B walking around on her birthday barefoot, broke the whole ice of the whole room. Then I learned what energies were. How you can just come in with a positive attitude no matter what's going on in life, and it literally changes the whole atmosphere, makes everyone happy, and it's contagious. I know that once you have a good attitude and you want people to have fun and you really want excellence, everybody in the room wants the same thing you want. So that's what I
see, because you guys just had, Tory Lanez has been in the building. I've seen Mayweather was just there.
Correct.
I mean, I appreciate you introducing us to O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson was there.
House,
And so it's definitely becoming the hub. And then bringing the food, we want to bring in, the chef and everything. What you've been able to do with the food, man, is something serious, man. I mean, we just had I think it was the salmon, we had the prawns, we had some of the calamari. I had a friend of mine actually from Boston, in New England seafood is great, and he was talking about it. So how did you put together this menu?
Well, pretty much the menu's probably put together just through my experiences of traveling while in the military and just always studying stuff, too.
Okay.
So just understanding flavor profiles and what trends are headed and what makes great food memorable.
Okay.
So we just combined that. And once I got introduced to Marvin, we hit it off within the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We already knew we had something big. And from there, I just, put it to paper and went in the test kitchen before the general contractor finished everything. Make sure he had a strong menu to complement his mixology skills.
Okay.
So
I'll go ahead.
balance each other out.
Yeah, I just had a curiosity. So when just from a business perspective, I'm interested in starting a restaurant as an example. What's the kind of workflow? So I know Marvin, you kind of touched on prior to this that you have an idea, you build out the business itself, and then at what point do you kind of get involved with building out your menu, testing it, and really refining what you think that's going to be on there, and how much like variations and changes do you make during that process?
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. I think the best part to start before you even spend any money is play it out in your head. Figure out your demographic and your location first. Figure out what that overhead is going to be before you even put any kind of product in the building, whether it's alcohol or food. Once you figure that out and you figure out what your average customer is willing to spend in your venue, therefore you can have a lot more flexibility with your menu of actually pushing it to the customer. So with the idea that Marvin pitched to me and the location that we're in to be able to offer a supper club with Valentino on board, with who he can attract, we felt real comfortable being able to have lobster, steak, calamari, and fresh seafood on a daily basis. And then I've been vegan for 17 years. So now it's a little more acceptable. So everybody knows they're not, vegan food doesn't consist of tree bark and unicorn tears. So, you know, we just put some flavor on it. And it's hard to, you know, be able to tell the difference between our vegan food and just regular traditional eating. And with that, that's why I think people can determine if they can create a solid menu that will actually turn a profit to keep the lights on.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense because, you know, for me, my thought would be, you know, I go out, like I want to create a Vietnamese restaurant, and but the Vietnamese is very ranging. You can go from a $10 Vietnamese or a $5 Vietnamese menu to a $500 menu, and it's like But I think your point of identifying your demographic prior to that, it makes a ton of sense. But you get to a point where you're building out the menu and you realize this may not be a cost-effective solution or something that wants to be on the menu, or do you know that prior to building out your menu?
No, most definitely. I mean, we've been there many a times where we hear something is good in our head and we think people will gravitate towards it, and we end up taking a loss on it. But you can't allow pride and ego to get in the way where it's because you feel it's not really about you. We actually have our business is public service at the end of the day. So it's about what people are grabbing to and what the demand is. So you have to be able to step out of yourself and see where the crowd is moving and adjust accordingly, especially if you want to keep people employed and keep the lights on and keep the dream manifesting. So yeah, most definitely. It's been some things where we came up with some ideas that we wanted to sell, but the cost was going to have to be $120. And we're not on the strip. And, we don't have a big hotel suite and comping gamblers. So that didn't see the menu. So it's a lot of things that didn't see the menu.
And I remember seeing the menu, right? I remember when I was getting my hair done in the SMP, he showed me the menu, and he was showing like how everything was going to be able to work. And I'm glad Chris brought that up, because when you go to the strip, you're going to pay, you know, $65, $70 for a steak or whatever it is. And you guys have definitely figured out that, whatever we would call it.
A sweet spot.
It's the sweet spot. You know what I mean? Where you can really go and enjoy it and be able to spend. And then you're not hitting people over the head with drinks either.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's what I was so impressed with. Like, I remember the opening night that you guys had there. Y'all had performers that was there. The food was rocking. But Valentino was touching everything, man. This dude was behind the bar. He was singing on the bar, lip sync, doing whatever he needed to do to keep touching, keep touching the points, man. And so it's amazing seeing, you know, you three together and the business partners behind the scenes, man. You guys have definitely figured it out. So, and it's only been less than a month.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Wait till the anniversary. This is just the beginning. The weather's not even warm. We are already hot.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's that Chicago. That's that Chicago in it, because Kaybee from Chicago, so I gotta give the roots. But so let me ask you this, Marvin. So from the beginning, like, you put this vision together, right, with your partners and with everybody with the team.
Yes.
Like, how long did it take from like vision to basically getting the keys? How long did that work?
10 months.
About 10 months.
It's about 10 months. So we, you know, Ken and I, when he pulled me out of retirement, essentially, we were checking out venues, left and right around the city or whatnot. But we like this location because we're still close to Strip, but we ain't on the Strip. So when people are done with the concerts, because, you know, most of the things are going down on the Strip. Yeah. So, but they could it's a hop, skip, and a jump away, and they'll be at our spot right there. So it's easy for them to come, you know, especially celebrities or whatnot. They're already on the Strip, and it's just a cool spot for them to come hang out. out. But it was about 10 months, I'd say, after we found this location. You know, we pulled the trigger on it, we grabbed it, and you know, it wasn't that pretty inside. Let me tell you that. So yeah, it was a big rehaul. You know, it's just we completely just rehauled the whole thing and made it a lot. You know, worked with some. A couple interior decorators that we work with, and then Kaybee and I just kind of took over the interior decorating. And then now, once we had it open, Valentino stepped in and he put his little touch on it. We all put our little touch on it. And it was just like a team effort just to get this vision. And we're still working on it. We're still not even 100% done yet. So once we get this thing 100% dialed in, everybody's really in trouble. We just started. Like I said, we're less than a month and it's cold. Like you said, like we have a patio outside, you know, because we do cigars. You know, we do hookah, we do live entertainment. You know, we have everything. So we wanna bring everything to this spot and, you know, be a one-stop shop. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we're looking at. But it was about 10 months, man. It wasn't even that long. Next thing you know, it's here. But, you know, the time goes so fast because you're just so focused. You're always looking forward. You ain't never looking back. You know, so like I think we're all perfectionists. So we're striving so hard to be, you know, to get to that next spot that we don't even know how long it took. You know, we're just kind of cruising and just stepping back because these 3 weeks that we've been open seems like an eternity, but it's only 3 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's like because we are so passionate about getting everything dialed in 100%. You know, and until that happens, I think we'll kind of take a step back and relax it and look back and go, man, look what we did. You know what I mean? But I don't want to pat ourselves on the back until we're there. You know what I mean?
Still work to do.
Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. So, but you know, I just appreciate everybody come out and show some love and support, and we'll make them happy. We'll put a smile on your face.
Y'all are killing it, man.
Thank you.
It's to be consistent. That's hard to do. I mean, to be able to be 7 days a week and be able to keep that energy going, and what you were asking Valentino about, keeping that energy up. What's kind of like your methods of marketing and kind of promoting to get people there?
I use a lot of Instagram.
Okay.
I love Instagram. Instagram is like my biggest tool. I learned that when Beyonce did her album, you really don't have to put too much into promotion. Once you get people in the doors, they are your promotion. That's why we treat people so well that I told everyone I work with, if you don't see those camera lights on the phone, we're not working hard enough. Because my number one thing is when I see those camera lights on, I'm like, they like what they liking it. Y'all like us.
Oh, the camera lights is on.
The camera lights are on.
Multiple times.
And I really, really like that. I really want it to be where people are filming that. That's how you know they're having a good time and they want to remember it. So Instagram is like one of our biggest tools. And also just by Marvin knowing almost the whole city of Las Vegas.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
And then Kaybee behind the scenes that know the rest of Vegas. And then me, I'm on the outskirts. So when you put all that together with great knowledge, I mean, you have nothing but that's your media right there.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because it's like how much of Instagram is obviously a huge influence. Social media in general is obviously a huge influence. But you made a good point with wanting the cameras out. You know, how much emphasis do you put in when you're building a menu, when you're building out your drinks to make them Instagram worthy per se? So that way it markets itself with just by the visual of it.
Yeah, I would most definitely say with media. So before, like Marvin brought me out of retirement because I was retired. I did corporate branding. And marketing for almost over 15 years.
Oh, you a hidden gem, man. We have to talk offline after this.
I did a lot of the clubs that you see that are still popular today in West Hollywood.
So
I was always in California every weekend. And they taught me a lot. With the LA, most definitely budget is very important when it comes to marketing.
It is.
Most definitely no matter, I wouldn't say, if you started a business, keep a certain allotted money aside and don't touch it, even if it's $500 a month, and reinvest. Just keep re-upping that marketing budget because we might have a cracking Saturday, right? We might have Tory Lanez and Floyd in less than 7 days. But what you gonna do after that next 7 days? Because they're busy. They're gonna be in Miami. They're gonna be in Dubai. So who are your next Floyds and who is your next Torys coming in the building that still don't know about you? So most definitely a marketing budget is very important. And Instagram is good. It is a great tool, but don't lean on it too heavy, I would say, with a new business because you need to hit every demographic. So Twitter might be dead to a lot of people in modern times, but a lot of people that still make over six figures are still highly on Twitter, or on Facebook. Those things, it's just because what you always have to put your product in front of people that can afford the luxury of, especially if you have a business, it's a non-necessity.
Yeah.
So with that, marketing is always a main point. Don't ever. That's one thing I like about us guys right here. We never celebrate. I mean, it's a plus and a minus, right? We never celebrate our victories because we're too busy trying to plan our next challenges.
Yes.
You know. So with that being said, I love them because we don't have a time off with Valentino's energy. Shoot,
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I seen it.
You know, like
I popped in there like 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, this dude's still going,
like,
man. I'm
yeah,
like, okay.
I think he got a clone still. I'm trying to find him, but they never in the room at the same time.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we motivate each other. So keep yourself around a strong team that have like-mindedness, but most definitely has individuality.
Yeah.
And that's going to help marketing because Marvin knows a demographic, Valentino knows a demographic, and I know a demographic. So just keep your stuff fresh and always try to duplicate your experience online or in a visual. That's the bait. If you can tell what your establishment is without saying anything, just stay consistent with the brand, and don't and believe in your brand to the point where, because I see a lot of people chasing trends. Just if you know God gave you a message and you felt passionate about it and you dream in color about that, stick to that, man. And as long as it makes sense and you see you're progressing, don't jump ship just for a bag. You know, stay the course because that bag's gonna be bigger than you imagine.
Yeah.
So,
Man, I absolutely
100%.
love what you say. You sound like you've been in our ear because that's literally what we've been talking. Because we've been doing this, you know, since July of 2018. This is when we put this together, and you are 100% right. Like you gotta continue to keep pivoting, right? And Chris and I are talking about it. It was so funny. You said reinvest. That's Chris all day. Literally, what you saying is what he's cursing me out. Talking about we need to reinvest and continue to keep rebranding it. And my wife also in the corner. But I love what you guys are doing, man. I really do because it being a business show, right? Having the business minds. It's nice to be able to go to Splash and then you're meeting other business owners there.
Absolutely.
So I'm able to network when I'm there.
That was intentional. That was intentional.
1,000%. Like I remember when I told Marvin I was going, he was like, hey, come with me. We've got to hit the room. So you guys have definitely figured it out. And we applaud you guys because we need that in Vegas. You know what I mean? We really do. And especially for locals too. I mean, obviously you have the tourist market is where Vegas is the bang, but the being a local, it's nice to have a spot that you can call like almost like your spot or your home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Cheers.
Your cheers. That's a better way to say it.
A little luxury and a more upscale, but we still gonna remember your name when you walk in.
1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%. So how did you guys all meet? Like, where did you guys actually meet at? Yeah.
Well, for me, you know, I have SMP.
Of course,
the company that came from there. But I knew Tino over at Bloom.
Okay.
You know, I used to go eat at Bloom, and I watched how he did his thing. And it was magic, you know. And me personally, I need an executive chef. You know, everything's gonna be the food. That's the backbone of the industry, right? So,
1,000%.
So I interviewed quite a bit of chefs, and I had a whole bunch more to interview.
Yeah.
But I interviewed KB, and I didn't even care about the rest. I just knew, like you said, within 2 minutes, you just know. It's about that energy and that click. You just got to click. You got to know who you work with, because if you can't work with somebody, it ain't gonna work. I don't care. You could have the most talented people in the room, but look at the Lakers right now. That's an analogy right now. You know what I mean? So right? So it's all about chemistry. Look at the Warriors. They ain't got nobody, but they're killing it, right? So I think that's kind of how we were, and we are the Splash team, Splash Brothers.
Oh,
right?
That's okay.
Right?
Shout out to Splash. Okay,
Splash
I got that.
You see how we did that? Okay, no,
I got that.
but it just worked. Our chemistry was fine. So we picked him up, and it was just free from there. Everything just worked out. Again, we're all powerhouses in our own field. We just put it together, but we don't have the egos, and we don't have egos involved. It's easy. It's actually really easy. So we could agree to disagree on certain things, but in the end, we'll do the right thing, and that's all that matters. So
and it's a marathon, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah,
man. It's literally a marathon
Facts.
and especially being in this business of being in entertainment and clubs and lounges and things. So again, man, we rooting for you. What should we expect for 2022? Because you guys just came in Q4. I think you opened in the middle of December, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 18th.
What is kind of the goal for like that first year? What would you guys plan? What's that vision?
Okay, get the supper club out there.
Okay.
Get the supper club out there. We want to make sure that we get everybody's attention. Right now, the momentum is always on the new restaurants that come out, but we're going to keep it all year long.
Okay.
We're going to keep the momentum going. We're not going to slow down. We're going to keep our foot on their necks. And we're just going to strive for perfection. Because the reason why I love these gentlemen sitting beside me is we work so hard and we have such accomplishments and we pay it no mind. Like every day it's like little bitty things. I was so happy about the New Year's video, and then KB was like, "Boop, we should have did that too." And I was in the car and I was like, how did I not remember that? And I'm really good. So I was like, I'm working with geniuses. And it makes your light bulb come on when you work with other geniuses. It's just so organic.
Iron sharpen iron,
And it's just so real. And I love because there's no ego at all. We're for one goal. And if one person needs to step it up, hey, I need you to do this, we do it. Then we get that goal done. Then we move on. We'll lean on the next person. And it's just, it just builds the business to be so strong. We're babies right now. And we're going to get stronger and stronger. Vegas is going to know our name. We're literally going to have 4 to 5 different splashes everywhere. So, I mean, we got new things coming. I just want y'all to know this is just the beginning.
Tuned, man.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
This is just the beginning, baby.
That's good, man. Just kind of finishing up, Marvin, I got a question for you because it's with us being a business show.
Okay.
You know, we always ask, you know, business owners about basically like what freedom means to them, right? Because I know you've built so many different companies. I'm very curious to see like what does freedom mean to you if you would say, you know, not working for somebody?
Freedom's everything. I mean, so when people ask you, you know, about money, you know, they always say, you know, there's no amount of money that's going to make you free, right? Freedom to me is just basically, you know, being able to do what I want when I want. You know, I don't have to clock in. I don't have to do anything like that. It's just it's just nice to know that, you know, just being free in general. Just you know what I mean. There's no way to put it. It's like if you enjoy what you do, that's freedom. You know what I mean? Even if you clock in, you know, like if you enjoy what you do, then that's when you're free. And it's literally that simple. And I enjoy what I do. I enjoy building this. Like I don't look at the money. I just look what we could accomplish. And that to me, that's fun because it's priceless when you could touch lives and you could help people out, get people employed, do things like that. That to me, that's giving back to the community or whatnot, right? So, you know, we have all these cocktail servers. We got bussers and just everybody's equal. You know, when you see people just all working to make a living and then just creating one dream. I mean, just watching that unfold to me, that's priceless, and that's freedom. That's freedom to me. You know, it's just watching all this unfold is the best thing I could do, and I love it.
I was just happy to seeing the vision and then now put this all together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was so cool because with Chris and I were talking, I said, man, we need to bring Marvin back on. He got the whole clique and the whole nine, man. We're going to keep this going, man. Keep the strive going, man. So we appreciate y'all. Tell us, man, where can people find you guys? What's some of the social handles? Obviously, shout out Splash and your own individual handles.
So Splash is Splash Bar LV.
Okay.
For Las Vegas, Instagram. It'll connect you to Facebook or whatnot. You know, our website's the same. Splash Bar LV, www.splashbarlv.com. You can find us on there. We have a few numbers on Instagram. You can reach out to us. You'll reach this gentleman right here on my left,
Valentino Carter,
so
baby.
Make your reservations. Make your
reservations. Because we're trying to get Splash to be all reservation. I want people to start getting organized. I want them to start planning things. I want it to be amazing. So you guys can reach out, Valentino Carter on Instagram. Book your reservations. I'll make sure the whole experience is going to be breathtaking. So you can definitely do that. KB, what about yours?
Chef,
for people to be able to reach you?
Social handles,
Social handles, pretty much just KB, K and a B, shot me. And that's at Instagram. I was doing photography heavily before we became public with the shelf skills. So don't be confused if you see a lot of sexy women on the page. That was my prior life. So
I'm not gonna lie, I looked it up. I was looking at it last night.
So make sure that you know you watch it with your guys and not your girls on my page. But the food.
We got coming up on 15, 22nd.
Okay, most definitely on the 15th. We were able to collab with Success in the City, spearheaded by Devin Moore and his business partner. They'll be there roughly down there celebrating black entrepreneurship and success and the achievements they've achieved in their own businesses. So a lot of independent CEOs locally. So that we'll be celebrating them on stage with almost a mixer and a happy hour between the times of 6 and roughly 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So most definitely come down on the 15th. And anytime we have a fight night, we're always packed. So if you like the UFC or you like boxing, I suggest you give us a call or just come down, and I suggest you make a reservation early, especially because we got a fight coming up on the 22nd. So we're a great pre-game, post-game, and during the fight place. So most definitely come check us out. The rest of this month is going to be crazy busy, and great food, cocktails, and energy.
That's what's up, man. Make sure you check them out, guys.
Yeah, 100%.
They some great people, man. And you can definitely check us out at thevegascert.com and follow all our social handles and everything. So apprate you guys, man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate all the love, man.
Amazing.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
Real good, man.
Definitely a pleasure. Definitely a pleasure.
Always, man. Always. Yeah, that was good stuff.